people are really hoping that this is going to push real change in terms of making hockey culture inclusive and not just be a social media post, hey, we love this show, or something like that.
Welcome back to Closer Look. It's Friday, the 30th day. I just get so
excitement. Holy
man, I love Fridays.
man,
Don't you?
You almost jumped out of your seat.
I just can't wait
It's
to get
Friday.
out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Let's
man.
go.
Let's do it.
I love weekends.
I know, you can tell.
You know why?
Why? There's nothing to do.
No. First of all, golf season is fired back up. That's fantastic. I'll find a couch, I'll hold it down, and I'll find something to binge.
All right. What are you binging these days?
Just actually wrapped up Owning Manhattan.
Good show.
Season 2 last night. Are you into real estate?
Yeah, I like real estate.
All right.
But is it a reality show or is it
Yes, it is a New York-based, Manhattan-based real estate show that focuses on the agency Serhant, featuring Ryan Serhant.
So the commissions are like $1 million per sale?
Look, I don't know what these people do for a living when you can afford a $10 million condo.
That's crazy.
That's 800 square feet. But they're selling them, man. They sell them like crazy.
I told you we're slow at we kind of half binge or anti binge because we'll get one episode and then wait a month to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
But we're in like season 3 of Ted Lasso still, and
Beautiful show.
That show, oh man, the writing in that as a quote unquote writer. There's things you think, man, I wish I wrote that.
Yeah.
Like the writing's phenomenal. These are a lot of dialogue in that show, and like it's a lot of effort to write one episode script.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. It's a great show. So hopefully we'll get through it.
It's funny you mentioned Ted Lasso because I just got an email this week from the PR division of Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
They have just announced that season 4 of Ted Lasso is being released this summer.
Oh, so season 3 is the latest one that's out?
It is.
Okay, so I didn't even know how many more I had to go.
You're caught up.
All right, well, there you go. So I'll catch up in the season.
Season 4 in the summer.
Well, speaking
yeah, nothing compares to.
Yeah, speaking of getting caught up, we need to get caught up on Heated Rivalry.
Good grief, do we ever?
I can't imagine a show that's hotter than Heated Rivalry. It's all anyone's talking about. I haven't watched it yet because I don't get Crave. Which is the same reason I haven't seen Shoresy yet, which I want to see. So now I feel like, okay, there's 2 reasons I have to get Crave.
Yeah.
But it's one of those shows. There's always shows that take off and go nuts, but this has been a global sensation, a made in Canada super hit, global sensation for all the right reasons. And there was kind of peak Heated Rivalry last night because the Prime Minister was at kind of this red carpet event with the Canadian film and TV industry, posed on the red carpet with one of the stars, and it just really hit home about just what a massive show this is.
And if I understand the story correctly, Jacob Tierney, who's one of the creators, also a creator on Letterkenny and Shoresy.
That's right.
Didn't exactly get a warm reception south of the border. When he tried to do Heated Rivalry. So he said, screw it, I'm going back home to Canada.
Yep.
And in true Canadian fashion was welcomed with open arms.
Here we are now. Yeah, that's what I understand too. I don't know the full story, but it feels like he tried to pitch it down in the U.S. They wanted to scale it back a little bit.
Yeah.
It's based on the best-selling novel by Rachel Reed of Halifax.
Right,
very popular Canadian novel. We're going to talk about how the wait list at the libraries have gone bonkers. People trying to get their hands on it. But what we're going to talk about today is what often happens with big shows, what's happened in a major way with this hit show is it was filmed locally in parts of Southern Ontario, parts of Guelph, Hamilton, and Toronto. And fans have gone bonkers for this. And the tourism is booming. People want to go to the restaurants, the cafes, and more specifically to the Sleeman Centre in Guelph, where they filmed all the hockey scenes. So for people who don't know, that's the home of the Guelph Storm of the OHL.
Exactly, yeah.
And Taylor Pace is one of our reporters at GuelphToday. She's a great reporter. And she has a funny story. I remember she was just telling it to me the other day about how she kind of got on Heated Rivalry because back when it was filming, no one really knew what it was.
Yeah.
And we're going to go from there. But just talk to her about what this has meant to Guelph, her community, to other communities where they filmed these. And I guess the other big question is, are they going to film season 2 in Guelph?
Exactly.
So Taylor has some fun stories to share. We're looking forward to it.
Last night may have been peak Heated Rivalry. At a gala to promote the Canadian film and TV industry, Prime Minister Mark Carney hit the red carpet with Hudson Williams, one of the 2 main stars of the hit hockey romance. The Crave series has been a massive success, to say the least, reaching audiences across the globe. But for the cities of Guelph and Hamilton, it's also been a big boost for local tourism, with fans eager to visit some of the places where the show was filmed, including the Sleeman Centre in Guelph, home of the OHL's Guelph Storm. Joining us to talk about all the hometown connections is reporter Taylor Pace, one of our colleagues at Guelph Today. Taylor, thanks for stick handling with us tonight. We appreciate it, and good to see you as always.
Yeah, great to see you too.
Okay, Taylor, let's start tonight by talking about, of all things, your dog. Like all good reporters, you noticed something going on in Guelph last summer and then set out to find out what was going on. Walk us through that story and how it came to be.
Yeah, so we actually saw a ton of these production trailers in this empty parking lot. It was on private property. It was backing onto these train tracks. And I actually lived down the street from where this was happening. So, we were trying to figure out what was going on there. There was never any people. There was no filming happening. We were, looking online and couldn't see anything. So because it was private property, I didn't want to fully trespass. So I decided the best method was probably just frequently walking the perimeter with my dog to look a little bit inconspicuous. So I was doing that several times a day. I had, my partner go by. I had roommates at the time, if you're walking out in that direction, can you just take a peek and see if there's anybody in there?
That's great.
And there never was. So later we learned it's actually just where they dropped people off and then they would shuttle them to the Sleeman Centre. So there was really, people would be there for 2 seconds and then leave.
Okay.
But we didn't know what was filming. And I saw a truck leave the parking lot at some point and go into the parking garage of the Sleeman Centre. So Tony, our editor, he's got a great relationship with the guys over there. And they kind of said off the record, we can't really tell you, but there is a hockey show filming. We just can't say what it is. And the base camp, they had a little sign outside that said HR. So we just kind of took a guess and, put the pieces together and just said, hey, this is what we think is happening. We think it's the show Heated Rivalry.
That's amazing. I just want to point out, notice the ethical boundaries we don't cross. We're not trespassing anybody's property. So good for you, Taylor.
I was going to say, Taylor, if you continue to trespass, you may have a meeting with HR yourself.
Yeah,
but
that's another one.
That's another story.
Yeah, so they weren't hiring people on the side of the road there. That's not what was going on. So you actually weren't, no one actually confirmed for you the time. We went with a story that said we're hearing that the Heated Rivalry is being filmed here.
Yeah, we just went with a guess. We said we think this is what it is. Usually for base camps, they won't have they'll have a code name on their little sign to tell people where to go. They won't actually say, like Handmaid's Tale is an HT. They've got some weird code names, so you can't figure it out. But this was really such a small production at the time that they had it right there.
So what did people know this show existed at the time? Like, was there any press releases that they were put out saying this show's in the works?
No. Well, there was there would have been a minor announcement somewhere that the book series was becoming a show.
Yes.
For Crave. So I think it was like some kind of Bell Media announcement, but because it's, CanCon, it doesn't really get a lot of traction and there were no major names attached to it. So I don't think people were really paying attention at the time.
Taylor, did anyone have any idea that it was going to take off the way that it has?
Absolutely not. I don't think even the director, the actors. I was chatting with one of the body doubles recently, and he was saying when he was spending time with the 2 lead actors, Connor and Hudson, they were thinking at the time they had maybe 2,000 followers on social media. They were thinking after this aired, maybe 50,000, maybe 100,000. They have like 3 million followers each now.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it's completely blown up. Like nobody saw this coming.
Yeah, it certainly has taken off. What has the reaction been like in Guelph? Any specifics that you can share with us?
Yeah, I think the reaction's been a lot of pride at the local connection. The fact that we have Guelph Griffins who were extras on ice. One of the Guelph Griffins here was a body double for Hudson. So he got to spend a lot of time on set with him, and his family was also involved. Like his mom was up in the stands as an extra, also getting to watch him work. And the fact that it was, filmed, all the ice scenes were filmed at the Sleeman Centre, and in a lot of the behind the scenes content, you can see like the Guelph Storm logos and stuff in the background. I think it's just been really, really exciting for everybody.
I love that detail. And you wrote a great follow-up story recently, a great feature story about the show and its impact on Guelph, and specifically what it's meant for the LGBTQ plus community there, especially one fan in particular. Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, so I spoke with Stephen Petrick. He is a local hockey fan. He goes to all of the Guelph Storm games. And he, I guess, had read these books over the pandemic. So he was like loosely familiar when the show came out. He also wasn't expecting it to get this big. But he, he binged the show. And after he watched, there's this really, really emotional scene in the 5th episode. And after he watched that, the next day, he went to a Storm game. And that scene was filmed on that ice. It's also supposed to be one of the most watched TV episodes of all time.
Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers about what happened. Yeah, go ahead.
he couldn't focus on the game. He was just so moved by it. And he said when he was watching the episode, he couldn't stop crying. Like, he's in his 40s, and he said they just haven't had representation like this, especially in sports, especially in hockey, ever. And I think the hope is that this is going to really make hockey a more inclusive environment.
Taylor, you mentioned that ice surface in episode 5. Is it true that people are coming to open skates there just to take selfies?
Yes, and they're coming and touring the Sleeman Centre. They're just walking around and taking pictures, and they're coming to Storm games.
That's unbelievable, right?
Crazy.
But when you really do think about it, it is unbelievable. Like a show that this is literally taken off all over the world. Like you said, these actors now have millions of followers on their Instagram. So people all over the globe, especially in places where this kind of content wouldn't be approved, right?
Right, exactly.
People are watching this all over the world, and to think it's filmed where like you guys are going to Guelph Storm games like on a regular night, it is crazy to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, well, and I mean, you've got these superstars now, right? They're probably the most sought off actors at the moment, and they were literally a 2-minute walk from my house when this was being filmed last summer.
That's crazy. They didn't come over though, eh?
No, unfortunately.
Have you gotten more? Time. Yeah, do you have more followers now because of all this?
No.
We actually won't after this episode airs either, Taylor, so we feel your pain. Let's talk about season 2. We know it's confirmed. Do we know whether or not it will be filmed in Guelph? What are you hearing?
We think so. So the rumor on the street is that they're not going to have a huge budget once again. So that is sort of... I know. I don't know why. That's just what the director said. Oh. So the hope is that means they'll come back to Guelph, where I assume it wasn't very expensive to film compared to other places. But I've also been told that they're doing a lot of filming in Ottawa, and the arenas there aren't what they're looking for, what they need for what they're filming. So hopefully they're going to come back. No one has outright confirmed it yet, but I know everyone locally who was involved in the show is eagerly awaiting that call to be involved again.
That's amazing. You can imagine how different it will be the second time around. You won't get your dog anywhere near these folks.
No.
That's and you think like, they'll need security. There'll be fans coming from all over the place to try to catch a glimpse. It'll feel like a Hollywood shoot.
Exactly. Yeah. I really don't know how it would work, but I guess, no matter where they go, they're going to have to up the security.
Yeah. You talked about the tourism element, Taylor, about how people are coming to the Guelph Storm games and maybe a different kind of fan that wouldn't normally come. They want to see where this was filmed. We're seeing this in other places in Hamilton. I think Destination Ontario is actually pumping this up in their marketing material. There's various restaurants and cafes in Hamilton. Dundurn Castle, where I grew up in Hamilton.
Yeah.
Very famously. I think it was the stunt body double for Russia, right? They've pretended it was part of the Russian scene in one of the films. What are you seeing? Like, people are literally just showing up at these cafes because they want to sit in the same seat where these guys sat?
Yeah, I think so. We've actually had the university and I think another organization actually put out these little tour videos, either replicating places that they went in the show that they didn't actually film at. They filmed in Hamilton or Ottawa or whatever, but also the places that we know the boys went when they were here. So there's a couple, popular spots downtown that they have, selfies in.
Yeah.
So I think people have been showing up quite a bit there too.
That's amazing. What I find hilarious too is that a lot of our local sites around the province have been asking their local library what the holds are on the original novel.
Yeah.
What is it in Guelph? How many people are in line to get the book at the local public library?
350 holds right now.
That's insane. Last I checked, I think in Burlington it was like 37 or something like that.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The 350 holds amounts to like 18 months at least. So you're waiting 18 months for that book.
Yeah, season 3 will be out.
No kidding.
Be out by that point.
Taylor, we've heard that NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman binged season 1. What's the reaction from the league been? What have you heard on that front?
I think generally they seem to be really leaning into it, but I know from people I've spoken to, the concern is that it's just performative. It's not genuine. So people are really hoping that this is going to push real change in terms of making hockey culture inclusive and not just be a social media post, hey, we love this show, or something like that.
There she is, our ace reporter from GuelphToday, Taylor Pace. Taylor, always good to see you. Thanks for this.
Yeah, good to see you too. Thanks.
Taylor mentions a code name. We have one for you when the eagle has entered the building. We're all talking into her.
The eagle.
We do.
Because I just soar like an eagle. I'm going to say it again.
You do a lot of things.
Yeah,
I can honestly say soaring is not one of them.
It's mostly slouching, not soaring. But you can see my anyone knows how good my posture is just from watching this show.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. If this scene apparently in episode 5 is so powerful, and it's filmed on the ice, right?
Yeah.
And if that was filmed in your home arena and everyone around the world is watching, so it'd be like we just said, like if the Rocky Balboa scene running up the stairs in Rocky was filmed in your community, that's legend, right?
It is.
And so I could see why people would flock there if that show, and it's meant so much to so many people, they want to go there and be on that same ice surface and take a selfie. I could totally see why.
And you know what? When you look at all the BS that's going on in the world today, that's a nice bit of escapism.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it really is.
And I'm here to say, pro Carney. It's nothing to do with Prime Minister Carney. But Prime Minister Carney gave a speech.
We are liberal funded.
Yeah, that's okay. He gave a speech last night at this gala talking about the importance of Canadian culture.
Yes.
And I have said this, we've talked about this all the time. The greatest thing we do as humans is the art we produce, whether it's music, film, television, paint, whatever kind of art you do. It's what makes us human, and Canadians are damn good at it.
Yes,
We're very good at it. And we've exported it around the world, and people know that. You look at whether it be the musicians that we've produced in this country, it's phenomenal, the art that we make. And this shows a great example of that. This is a made in Canada production. And I think the Prime Minister was right by saying that I don't think this would have been made anywhere else. No.
It's good stuff. And you know what? It's great Canadian content that's being seen around the world, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong being proud of that.
Let's get our subscripts to Crave.
That's right.
Right?
So they're not free like the subscriptions to Closer Look, though.
Your segues, man, they're just so good. Like
it's art, Scott.
Not enough O's and smooth, man. Just like
that's right.
Just so good.
There's one in Closer Look. No, there's 3. There's 3 in Closer Look. Look, we've got the billboard right here. 1, 2, 3.
Folks, nobody said he could spell. He can write, but he can't spell. Okay, Closer Look with 3 O's at villagemedia.ca. That is our email address. Reach out anytime. And, of course, you can sign up at closerlookpodcast.ca. Derek Turner at the helm as always tonight. Hey, guys, have a good weekend. Let's do it again Monday. All right, Monday night, we'll be back. Closer Look at 7 o'clock. Enjoy your weekend.
Frisco and Scott's Wardrobe provided in part by Moores, Sault Ste. Marie.